Well, Matt, it's happened. We're being asked about it now.
Why are we talking about this?
Valerie from Clarksville, Tennessee. Hi, guys. Love the podcast. Was curious if any of you guys are a fan of Terrifier or are going to check out the new one. With you talking about horror movies frequently, I figured there's got to be a Terrifier fan in there. I recommend the new one a lot. Easily the best of them now. Also, are any of you going to check out Smile 2 this weekend?
Valerie, we can't be friends anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that right now.
I've heard so much about this fucking clown in the last 2 weeks. And I'm tired of it.
The guy who plays Art the Clown, I don't have any beef with him at all. I think he plays Art the Clown very well. And he's creepy. He does his role perfectly. Like, the guy who is playing Art the Clown, by far, chef's kiss. He is fantastic.
The memes are great too. The smile
they're fantastic.
Is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is pure garbage. Like, I haven't seen the third one, and I know people are gonna, but the thing about it is, every time I've heard about every Terrifier movie, it's this one is the best one. And
that's what I always hear.
I've watched the first two, and by no means have I felt that feeling with watching either one of them, because my biggest thing is there's just no story. And I get it. It's, it's supposed to be like a gore type movie. You're supposed to just be in it for that. But there's got to be something. There's got to be some type of substance somewhere. Like, why is Art the Clown just randomly killing folks? And I get it. He's crazy. Whatever. That's cool. But even, there was Rob Zombie movies. I can't even think about them now. Think
about Halloween?
No, not Halloween with three people. Then they would.
Oh, you're talking about Devil's Rejects and House of Thousand Corpses. Yeah,
all of those movies still had a story. Like they had. It might not
and that's
have
the
been a
thing.
great
It's like you go back to like Michael Myers, you go back to Freddy, you go back to Jason. They all have fleshed out backstories of why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
and even watching to me, it sounds like from you. I've not seen. I'm not interested. As somebody who you would think would be like 100% through, I am not interested.
Dude, even watching the latest Scream movie still had an idea of a substance to what was happening in these movies. But none of these movies have anything. There's like it just literally makes no sense. Will I watch the third one? Yeah, because now I'm at this point now where I can't help myself.
Now you just want to know. Yeah.
Now I just want to see what people are talking about. Because the biggest thing about it is everybody's talking about how like the first scene is like crazy and people are walking out. But it's like every time I hear that in a movie and I watch it, I'm like, I don't understand. Like,
I also feel like when you hear the stories like that, it's just people that were tricked into going to see it or don't know what it is, and then they go and it's like, this is not gonna be your typical slasher.
You're tricked into going to this movie. It's called Terrifier. That word does not have two meanings.
See, that would be
you have to know going into it that this fucking movie is not even rated by the MPAA. Like just broke a record for that.
For me, my biggest thing is when I think about the movie Terrifier 1 and 2, I think about Kill Bill and the part where she's at the very end of the first movie and the black and white and the fact that she's just slicing off limbs and there's just like blood squirting all over the place. Because that's essentially what these movies are. It's just like, how can I saw somebody in half and show the most amount of blood and intestines to make people go, ew.
But Kill Bill is meant to be an over-exaggeration of it on
Kill Bill has a story.
Well, it's also on purpose. Like
this one is an over-exaggeration as well, but it's not done.
No, but Kill Bill is meant to be so because like that's the style of movie it is. It's meant to be.
Yeah, that's what Tarantino's going for.
Yeah,
for sure. But Kill Bill was a good movie.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Like the way it's handled in that movie is it's meant to be that because it's meant to be silly and over the top in the context of the movie.
Exactly.
This movie's just meant to say, go fuck yourself. We're gonna do whatever we want, and
we're gonna push it as far as we can.
Yeah, because like so I can't remember if it was in the first one or the second one because they all meshed together right now. But there was one point where a girl is running from Art. Art finds her, and he literally, I believe, chainsaws her in half. Fine, whatever. It's just so like badly done that I just it took me out of the entire rest of the flick, and I was just like, I I'm at the point where I'm watching these movies not because I want to, or because like I need to. It's just because like I've started and now I can't stop myself.
You are at the point that I was at for a long time with American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Where every season it would start and I'm like, okay, and every season I'd be like, okay, this premise sounds really good, and I would watch like half of the season, and I would have every season I would have a breaking point.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd throw up my hands, be like, I'm out. This is so stupid, and it would
that's
happen
how it
every
is.
season.
Now-
Sometimes it would be the first episode of the season.
Now listen, Valerie, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, if you enjoyed it, that's great. I mean, I'm not knocking. I'm not saying anything's wrong with you. I'm just saying, for me itself, those movies don't do them for me. And as far as you go for Smile 2, I would love to go watch that in theaters.
I want to see Smile 2 really bad.
Because I enjoyed the first one. The ending was not well done for me.
The problem with that movie is it commits its cardinal sin of showing that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you show something that's mostly CG, it never looks good.
Yeah, that's the biggest
And if they would have
downfall.
kept that thing to the shadows and just about the entity that jumps from people, it's much more frightening
Yeah.
and more impactful than to actually show that thing, which they did at the end, which that was the one part of the movie I was like, damn, this whole thing has been excellent, but you had to do that.
The movie was fantastic, and I feel the same way. Like, it's just it was a very bad way that they did it, but I still want to go see the second one because
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Because it's like Hereditary for me. I know that's one of your favorite films, but like, for me, the first 90% of Hereditary was fantastic, and then like the last bit was just like
I liked when it went off the rails at the end, but like that movie is, I don't know, that movie for me, just like you always as a horror fan search for the one that's like gonna get under your skin. That's the only one that ever has, and like really got under my skin. So
for real,
I watched it, and I've not watched it. I've watched it 2 times, like back to back 2 days. And I've like when I got it, and then because the next day I was like, I made my girlfriend, I'm like, you need to fucking watch this shit. And then I have not watched it since. I don't think I ever need to see it again.
It was a good
like,
movie, but I just like the ending for me just did it. But I do want to see Smile too. Like, so if I can't catch it in theaters, I definitely am going to catch it.
The minute it's up
whenever
on
it drops.
demand, I will watch
for
it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm totally down for that.
Totally down for that one. Yeah, no, but yeah, and in my house, it's been, and part of it is like Joker 2 was so bad, and then I love everything about this movie coming out, beating the shit out of that movie last weekend at the box office. That was fantastic. And it, like, they were able to just cling on to their own marketing of just making fun of like, we have the better clown, everything. I love everything about that. I love everything about what the guy is doing with this series, like the fact that he's been able to take this really low budget thing and turn it into something and kind of give a fuck you to the studios and still put it out and make money. Like he proved a major thing last weekend by making a movie for $2 million. And he made I think it was 18. And then I don't know if you saw this. I thought this was funny too. They actually proved like a couple days after they reported those numbers that a lot of the ticket sales for that, what was it called? The Wild Robot or something?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of those ticket sales were teen kids that bought tickets for that and snuck into Terrifier.
Awesome.
So it actually helped the box office for that movie as well.
That's wild.
Because that was the funny thing. After that, they actually had predicted Joker 2 to be number 3 at the box office, and it actually fell below that. So because of that, I thought that was funny. But I love everything about it, and I like the character. I'm glad in 2024 somebody's been able to come up with a iconic slasher like Freddy and Jason in that, but he's everywhere.
And like I said, he does fantastic at the role of Art the Clown. Like I have no qualms against him at all because he is playing that role.
I love the Spirit Halloween videos.
Yeah, exactly. So
where he's just out there playing the animatronic and scaring people.
Yeah.
You seen the one where he scares the kid's mom and then high fives the little girl? That's my favorite one.
No, but I need to watch him.
That's
now.
a good, like he does the animatronic thing like this, and the mom and the little girl standing there, and then he like jumps out of character and blows his little horn, and the mom gets scared, and the little girl's laughing, and he just goes the little girl and gives her a high five, and then he goes right back into being the animatronic. It's great.
That is great.
That's my favorite one.